Hello there. Just out for a sneaky little overnight. Just out for a sneaky little overnighter. In the lovely southeast Queensland bush. Just in some Crabber on metamorphic country. Walking downhill at the moment. Just enjoying the lovely rainy weather, which is of course no worries, because it means there's less chance I'm gonna run into anyone else out here, which is what I'm after. Also, it's pretty embarrassing getting caught narrating a video while you're out and about alone. But yeah, gonna try and find a nice spot to set up camp, try and get a fire going even though it's super wet, very damp. Don't like our chances. Also, I was planning on batoning some wood to get some dry wood, but I have left my batoning knife at home in classic matte fashion, so I only have my little 4-inch Scandi blade, which would be fine if it were a more Garberg or something like that, you know, like a good nice high carbon steel, but this guy's in Sleipner steel. Oh, coming out to a little creek crossing. Wow, that's so cool. That was so cool. Yeah, so I've only got my little Scandi in Sleipner steel. Holy shit, that creek is pumping. Well, this just made things a little bit more challenging. It's a tiny little catchment in this area. I would not have expected it to be this wild. Wowzers. Well, I was worried about a lot of rain, and seems like we got a lot of rain. This is where I was planning to walk up, but it looks a little bit wet. We might see if we can find somewhere else to go up. Probably just bush bash along the bank here. When we get higher up the system, it should get a little bit shallower. So I think where we are now is, oh geez, it should be a 3rd order, I think, but it won't be long, and the branch that I take will turn into a 2nd and then a 1st order. So once we get there, we should be golden, but we've got to get there first. So onwards. Alrighty, found a sneaky little track off to the side of the creek. Hopefully this track continues up the side of the creek. Yeah, it's looking promising so far. The only thing that I'm not super keen on is that it looks like plenty of other people use this track as well. So anyway, we'll see where we get to. I haven't seen any cool plants yet, nor animals. No, I don't think I'd see any cool animals, as I'm rambling on like a crazy person. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, we've got some Lamandra longifolia here. Another excellent bush food, once again. Yeah, quite tasty to nibble the little leaf bases. Yeah, high in carbohydrate content, and again, tastes like green peas. Delicious. Now, I would ideally like to have a small fire tonight in my little camp stove that I've brought with me, but everything is very wet, very wet. So I'm going to keep my eye out for any dry tinder that I can find, or any tinder that can be dried, and yeah, so I'll be looking for like good thick melaleuca tree, stringy bark, yeah, anything that I can find that's going to make good tinder. It'll take a spark. Magnificent! Look at that! Gee whiz. What a privilege to be here. Alrighty, it is it's a bit crazy down there near the water, so I've come up a bit higher and I am bush bashing. So creek is going crazy. It's wet and I'm at a very beautiful spot. Very, very thankful to be able to be here. I've left the wife and kids at home. So yeah, thankful to my wife. Thankful to have such a beautiful place to come adventuring on. Yeah, one thing I'm going to have to do when I get to camp tonight is check for ticks. Man, this is a prime tick business in here. So yeah, hopefully no Lyme disease for me, but we'll see. Alrighty, we have a fallen, come on brain, what are you doing? Right, there we go, found it. We have a Casuarina conhamiani. You can tell I'm not a plant person. Casuarina cunninghamii. That has fallen. Holy shit, I'm the worst. Probably during Cyclone Alfred at some point, but you'll notice that the stump is quite straight. There aren't many twists in it. So that means, among other properties of it being a moderately dense wood, that it's quite good for making bow staves. This one still has green on its leaves, so this would need to be seasoned first before being shaped into a stave, from my rudimentary understanding from YouTube University, but alas, it is still something that I would try in a survival situation. Right here we have a grass tree, or Xanthorrhea. I'm not sure what species this one would be, but it doesn't have the classic grass tree stem that most people would be familiar with for this species. This guy is a really useful plant. You can eat the leaf bases. It produces a resin that can be mixed with ash to use as a sealant or a putty on spearhead making. The shaft of the seed head that grows is probably the best fire stick material that I've used. It makes a little coal a whole lot better than anything else I've tried. I know there are a few plants up in North Queensland, I've forgotten the names of them, that worked quite well, probably comparably. But yeah, this guy's really cool. Food and fire, all in one. Yeah. This guy's a little melaleuca of some variety. I can't remember the species, but they do make quite a nice little tea when brewed. Smells quite delightful. It's like a lemon myrtle-y kind of smell. Oh, and here's a grass tree with the trademark stem Now, yeah, that's it looks a little bit wet. You could try and do a fire stick with this guy, but I think yeah, it's probably too wet for it. I don't think I'm going to be able to find appropriate tinder as well. So we'll leave that one be to let nature do its thing. Alrighty, here we are at the junction we were looking for. Nice little bit of creek that would normally be pretty dry, I'd wager. And I've got this little bit to cross over. Hopefully I don't make an ass of myself. We'll see though. Alright, there goes nothing. Well, it's not too slippery, which is always nice. And that, boys and girls, is how it's done. Alright. Now we've got to knock out wet feet here. We want to be taking this left junction. Makes it easier for navigating home. Once we take this left junction, I'm going to take note of how far I've gone with my ranger beads. Every time I take 100 paces, I'll just record the distance. Yeah, all right. Onwards. Alright, I am super lucky that this creek is ephemeral, which means that it doesn't flow all the time. And the pebbles and rocks that I'm treading on, they aren't covered in slime and algae and other crap. So it's a whole lot safer traversing rocks that aren't covered in shit than ones that are, well, excuse the language, but you know what I mean. Well, Wallamandra, Morgania. Quick little tidbit on how to separate your source edges from your lamandras. They look very similar. Your Garniers, or source edge, typically they have a saw-like feel on their leaves, strange enough. But from a distance, this seed pod is a dead giveaway. On the Garniers, the Lamandra has a different colour and it's less dark, it's more light and has little pronounced spikes on it. But yeah, you see enough of them and they're pretty easy to tell apart. Alrighty, the sun is going down. It's getting late and I need to find somewhere to camp. I have not gone anywhere near as far as I would have liked to have. Yeah, the scrub has just been a bit thicker than what I was expecting. Much more water than I was expecting. I was expecting to be just able to rock hop all the way up to my chosen location, but it hasn't turned out that way. But we'll press on, we'll get our headlamp out probably, and I'd say it's going to be dark by the time we find a suitable camp location which satisfies all our needs, the 4 W's. So we need water nearby, which is not going to be a problem. We want to be out of the wind. We're in a stream channel, so it shouldn't be too hard to find somewhere out of the wind. We want to be out of the way of widowmakers, these branches that could fall down. And the 4th W, for some reason, is just escaping me right now. Hopefully it isn't something super important that's going to bite me in the ass later. But yeah, we're going to find a site that satisfies those 3 W's, and we're going to look up, we're going to look down, we're going to look all around. We're going to make sure there's no ants' nests right nearby, no widowmakers. Yeah, not on a game trail as well. That's always a good thing. There are deer around here, so I don't want to be getting in the way of a bloody cranky buck with a bunch of gals around. So yeah, we'll get on with it and try and find a site. Alright, I've gone and done the silliest trick in the bloody book. I've crossed the creek at an Anna branch, which is like a bit where the creek separates into 2 streams and then comes back to form one. So I've essentially crossed the creek onto an island, and now I've got even worse water to bloody cross. But anyway, such is life, and I guess we'll just get it done. Alrighty, we're in pitch black now. We're in a real Blair Witch scenario here. Not for the faint of heart, this business, I'll tell you what. I've already seen some little creatures skittering about. But yeah, this is what it's all about. Getting out in the bush and getting it done. Holy shit, this is nice. Alright. Just come across this old decaying stringy bark. I'm not 100% sure on what it is. I cannot see the top of it. I just lost my hat. But it's decaying and leaning forward a little bit, so all of this here is all nice and dry. So we can use that to start a fire. And bonus, up here we've got a beautiful brown huntsman. What a lovely looking fella. Got another little guy here. I'm not sure what that one is. Not sure. Alrighty. Right, I've just whacked my little stake into the ground, and so I'm going to tie a friction hitch, which is a really handy knot for when you're tying down anything like a tarp or a tent guy line. It's a really handy knot to know. So I'm going to round my little notch, and then I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to go around once back towards the point at the bottom. I'm going to go through twice, and that's usually enough, but I like to go through another time. And then I'm going to take a bite of line, I'm going to go through the little middle here, and I'm going to pull that nice and tight. And then this is a friction hitch. I can pull it nice and hard, won't come undone, but I can slide it up and down to make my tarp nice and tight. Cool. Alrighty, got the camp set up. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, I suppose I better give you a tour. This is home sweet home. I've got the hammock. Gee whiz, you can't really see anything, can you? Hammock, tarp, pretty basic shit. Alright. Alrighty, so I need to get some water, which means taking a journey down to the water. Now I think I'm probably about 100 meters away from the water. I can still hear it, but I'm really good at getting lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a compass bearing, the exact direction I'm going. I'm going to walk in a straight line to what I can hear is the water, and then on the way back I'm going to take a reverse azimuth. So I'm going to take my bearing, turn it 180 degrees the other way, and go back. And to help myself find my way back, I'm incorporating the use of a glow stick and a very bright bandana to help me find my way. Alrighty, I have been down to the creek to collect some water, and it's obviously quite turbid and gross. So I'm giving it a little pre-filter through this Millbank bag, the Browns bag, and then once it's gotten past a certain level, well, it's probably about there now, I'm going to pop my grey LGO press cup underneath it. Stop swinging, that'd be really nice. Stop! Alright, I forgot I was filming there. Alright, so I'm going to fill my grey LGO press up. Let's see if there it is. I can tell I'm terrible at this friggin' filming thing. And so that's going to provide a coarse filtration for me, which will hopefully get rid of some of that some of that turbidity, some of that sediment, suspended sediment. Although it does look quite fine, and that does make me a little bit concerned. Really, really fine particulate can pass through the millbank bag. So things like clay and that kind of thing. But we'll give it a little cracky crew and see what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it's still looking pretty gross in there. Yeah, it's that fine sediment. It's hard to get by to get rid of through coarse filtration. But the Grail Geopress, this guy, will get it out, but it will shorten the life of the filter. But it'll be safe to drink. It's just not great for the filter to be pushing turbid water through it. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. So I collected the water in my dry bag and then carted it back up. I'm really glad that I had the little glow stick to help me find my way back, and I'm really glad that I used a compass and an azimuth and a reverse azimuth to find my way back. Otherwise I'm pretty sure I would have got fucking lost. It was, oh man. Doesn't help that all my equipment is olive coloured as well. Yeah, but no, very thankful for using navigation strategies. Alrighty. Stopped into bed after a long day. A bit disappointed it's not raining more. It's always nice to go to sleep in the rain. I processed a little bit of firewood, which should be just enough for me to make a little bit of breakfast and make a cup of coffee. I just can't be asked making a fire tonight. It's already 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's been fun. My feet are very soggy. Looking forward to a good night's sleep and an early start tomorrow to have some breakfast, finally have a little bit of a fire, and pack up and head back home and see the kids and the family. Good morning. Had not a bad night's sleep. Wasn't too bad. Not a lot of rain. It's now about 6 o'clock. I was hoping to get up about 4 o'clock, but I snoozed my alarm and then just went straight back to sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna get up, probably have some breakfast and then head on off. Whee! Alrighty, because I slept in, I don't really have time to get a fire going this morning and make breakfast, like a nice hot breakfast. But what I am going to do is, I've got the materials that I gathered and processed last night. What I'll do is I'll take them home and we will use that stringy bark that I found last night on the way here and that little bit of casuarina that I processed. And we will make some bush coffee and breakfast at home. Chef, or a la Chef Matt style. But yeah, holy crap, what a beautiful place to wake up. My clothes are soaked, my pants and boots are just completely wet. Putting wet boots on first thing in the morning is not the most amazing feeling, but you do what you gotta do. Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna follow the creek entirely back. That was not the most pleasant experience. I'm probably gonna keep going until I find a track. But gonna pack up and get back on the road and enjoy this place in the sunlight, well, in daylight, which I missed out on for most of the walk in yesterday. So yeah, look at this. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Oh, got dizzy. Oops. Alrighty, here's the campsite. We have demobbed. Ground's a little bit compacted where I've been walking around, but otherwise a couple of days you won't be able to tell that I was here, which is the way we need to do it. Leave no trace, people. That way maybe one day we'll be able to enjoy the wilderness a little bit more as a country and not have so many limitations on it. Holy crap, this place is beautiful, and I had an amazing time out here. Bye bye campsite. Thank you for having me. Bye. Alrighty, we've got one of the Lamandra family here. Family? Genus is what I meant to say. I meant to genus. This is either Longifolia or Hystrix. Very difficult to tell without the seed heads on. But we're going to pull a little segment of this guy up. A little munch on it for breakfast. Sweet. I feel like I haven't eaten enough food. Can't even pull a bloody Lamandra head out. Come on, son. Oh. Pretty good. It's quite refreshing. It does taste like green peas. Oh, I just shoved it in the dirt. I'm terrible. Let's be real, I'd just die on alone, wouldn't I? Not bad. Alrighty, just on a little game trail, trying to find the main trail. Oh, stuck. Ow. Tactical squat. Oh no. It's got me. It's got me. Mayday. Mayday. Oh shit, this proper got me. Get off me, please. Very rude. We made it! Hooray! My hat didn't go. Ooh. Oh. I'm still fucking. Oh my gosh. Jungle thicket. Not the most pleasant stuff to walk through. I'm actually, I think I followed a tributary because I think I'm in a different spot than what I was last night, which is the problem with navigating at night time. But we'll find our way out. Don't worry about that. Alive or dead. Preferably alive. Creek crossing 10,000. Here we go. Cool little water splatter there. We made it! Alright, I'm just following a little tributary. Hopefully that will take me back to the main path. Because, oh shit. I am not currently on it. Alright, let's go.